So just a few announcements from me. First, thanks to all you guys that came to the AS Mixer. I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun. I was expecting to only go for like 15 minutes because I had plans after, but I ended up losing track of time and staying for an hour. So it was really fun, and it was cool to see some of you guys there. And for those of you who did go, you earned yourself some Rookie Team Challenge points. I still have yet to update it though, so don't go off those scores. But also going off Rookie Team Challenge points, I'm going to say the top quiz scores right now. So again, it's the team average. So with the third highest team average, it was Javier with 9.25 average. And then second highest average was my team. With an average of 9.5. And then the top highest average quiz score was Nikki's team with a 9.6 average. So congrats. You all did really well, so keep it up. And then there's going to be a review session this coming Monday. It's going to be with Nikki, and it's going to be the same time as this week from 4 to 5 p.m. in the Chipotle Habit eating area. And if you're planning on going, make sure you let her know by 8 p.m. on Sunday. Any questions on that? All right, that's it from me.
Any questions, or are we ready to move on? Yes.
I just had one question. So, like, I guess this more relates to me personally. If you don't want me to ask, I can ask afterwards. But basically, like, I took a 5-unit Italian course to satisfy foundations, and then I went to take a 3-unit course to satisfy Italian to satisfy explorations. I technically can't do that because that's 8 units, right?
That's actually something that we would answer individually.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. But that's definitely something that if a student were to ask you that, most first-time freshmen aren't thinking that far ahead of the game. But like, let's say maybe a transfer student asks that for some reason, then you would just kind of get one of us, because it kind of depends on the situation. So we'd have to look at it. That's a great question. All right, any other questions before we move on? Okay. All right, so we're going to continue with the requirements and limitations in GE. So on page, let's see what page we are. So we're still on page 92. If I can have a volunteer read aloud number 3 and number 5. Yes, thank you.
Upper division courses in your major department cannot be used in section 4. Explorations of human experiences. Courses in a student's major, collaborative, cross-listed, same course as, may not be used in section 4. Explorations of human experience. And then you said 5.
3 and 5, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Explorations of human experience courses shall not be taken sooner than the semester in which you pass 60 units.
Perfect. And now if I can have a volunteer read aloud number 6 and number 7. Yes, thank you.
Credit, no credit grades cannot be used in this section. 1, communication and critical thinking, or section 2A for mathematics, quantitative reasoning. Courses numbered 296, 299, 496, and 499, 500 level and above, cannot be used in general education.
Thank you. So the only number we haven't covered is number 4, and we're going to refer to that later on. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about transfer students. So they have different information that should be noted. So if you look on 92 and you look under transfer students, additional information, so there's some additional things that transfer students need to know about. So they may have their lower division general education completed in another way. So they might have completed a certified lower division general education pattern, like an IGETC or a CSU GE. So I'm not going to go into detail about the differences between an IGETC or a CSU GE pattern. These transfer students will know if they did a certification pattern. And it may be reflected on their degree evaluation. So when we are in session 7, we'll be seeing examples of lower division GE completed by certification when we go over their degree evaluation. Okay, any questions on that? Okay. So let's talk about first-time freshmen and required registration. So we've talked about this before. But first-time freshmen will have required registration first in their remedial math or their English courses. If no remediation is needed, their required registration will be in the golden 4 courses. So the oral comm, the composition, the intermediate composition, critical thinking, and the math. And these are the same courses that cannot be taken credit, no credit. Okay. So required registration courses. So students must register for those before enrolling in any other courses. The system won't let them enroll in any other courses until they've gotten those courses. They cannot drop these courses. They can only substitute before the schedule adjustment deadline for another course that clears the same area. They cannot move these required registrations to another semester. They must take in the semester that it's being required. These courses are required within the student's first year, and that's because they're foundational courses, so they're meant to help students in their other college courses. And we've mentioned this in the past, but required registration will be outlined on their personal information sheet. So we'll see that in a future training, session 6. Any questions on that? Okay. So if you look on page 92 on the right-hand side, above communication and critical thinking, you will see where it says specialized general education patterns. So these are those specialized GE patterns that I was talking about. So it's only for certain majors. So if you are in engineering, a liberal studies, a nursing, or any single subject credential major, they will not follow this standard pattern. They will instead go to their major department page in the catalog, and they will follow their specialized GE pattern. Okay? They can also find their specialized GE pattern on their degree evaluation as long as they are in fact in one of these majors. Any questions on that? Okay. Okay, so let's actually look at an example of that. So let's turn to page 371 through 372. We're looking at the nursing major. So this shows their GE pattern. And again, like I mentioned, they can also see their specialized pattern on their degree evaluation. So this is the pattern that a nursing student has to follow. One difference is between nursing GE and the regular GE pattern is that under Foundations of Learning, number 2, Foundations of Learning, B, the Social and Behavioral Science, they actually recommend specific classes that they take, so Social 101 and Psych 101. Another difference is that under the Explorations, their 9 units will include Philosophy 330, so they pick that course out for them, and then an additional 6 upper division units in a combo of A and B, or 2 B courses, etc. They're all listed there on page 372, the different combos that they can take. So it's still 9 units, it's just that they get a little bit of a variety there. And remember, one of those 3 has to be culturally diverse. Okay, so let's look at another example of a specialized pattern. So let's turn to page 352, we'll look at mechanical engineering. So this shows their GE pattern. So a difference is under Foundation, Social, and Behavioral, instead of needing the 6 units, they only need 3 units. So they only need 1 class from this list. For the humanities, area C, instead of the 12 units required in the standard pattern, they only need 9 units. So they only need 3 classes as opposed to 4 classes. In their explorations is probably the most different. So they still have the 9-unit requirement, but they need 1 matching course in humanities. What we mean by that is one of their upper division humanities, GE, must come from the same department as one of their lower division humanities that they had to take. Okay? So let's say the student took a comparative literature class, a world history class, and a Spanish class. One of their upper division GE exploration humanities must come from one of those 3 departments. And the degree evaluation will automatically list out those courses that apply towards the explorations. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the second course for an engineering student will come from the social and behavioral list. The third course that they have to take can either be another course from the social and behavioral list, Or if the student has not finished American Institutions with lower division coursework, they can take an upper division American Institutions. It will clear the American Institutions, and it will clear their third GE course, that second social and behavioral. Because they're using it for explorations, the same rules apply. The student must be at 60 units before they take this course, otherwise it won't count. Okay, so it would clear American Institutions, but it wouldn't clear explorations if they take it before earning 60 units. Also, something to note is that American Institutions courses are never going to be culturally diverse. So that means that the remaining two GEs, the upper division humanities matching or the social and behavioral, one of those two has to have a plus sign. Do I have any engineering students in the room? Okay, what's your catalog here?
2015.
Okay, so you fall under this that I just talked about.
Yeah.
If there is an engineering student that happens to be in the room that is a 2014 catalog or prior, their requirements are different. So they would have to look in their major page, in their catalog, to kind of see what the difference is. So that main difference happened in 2015 going forward. Okay. Any questions? All right. All right. So we have an activity we're going to do. So I'm going to have you find a partner. You're going to use your catalog. Hang on. I want you to remember the max units in one department rules. Remember the special provision for sciences and related fields. Remember specialized GE pattern for certain majors and read each requirement carefully. And then we'll go over it as a group.
Is it one per parent?
I think I have enough there for one per person.
Okay.
But we'll have them work on it in pairs.
It's like I have the combo, right?
Or groups of three, whatever works.